Yeah, hello there. This is Matthew Miller on this Eco Delivery. This is the first Eco Delivery podcast, and what I'm going to be talking about. And yes, I can also talk about what actually has happened in Christchurch 5 days ago. And also, today is also the equinox. Here in New Zealand will be the autumn equinox. Here it'll be over in the Northern Hemisphere. It would actually be the first day of spring, but here in New Zealand, in the Southern Hemisphere, it will be the first day of autumn. And yes, I actually went to go and get coffee at the cafeteria. I actually had quite a lot of grapes, and I actually had traded in for a coffee, and that lady, I actually gave her some grapes, and she actually gave me a free coffee in return, in which is actually pretty awesome. And know how to barter. It is actually something that is going to be useful, especially in the oncoming solar minimum. Depends how this cycle 25 is going to go. It may be strong, may be weak. Who knows? We'll find out. But let's get to this podcast. Yes, for what has happened in Christchurch, yet 49 dead in the mosque massacre. Yeah, it was pretty tragic. And when I first heard it though, man, I was actually speechless, and I am still speechless. And when I first heard it though on radio, I just thought, oh, that might be the agenda staged by the government for the government to pass new laws. So that is something that I bear in mind, but it might not be a stage event though or anything. And the person who actually committed those terror attacks though must be really stuffed up in his mind. Well, what I actually heard on the Benny Eastwood show as well, I actually had watched this show. Yeah, it's just it. He really exposed what is really happening though, and if it is ever going to be a false flag or what. It is pretty tragic, and what is a false flag? It is a government staged event, or from either political or even by religion or something though, to push their agenda. So that's what a false flag really is. So if I'm actually wrong, so you can correct me in the comments below. Yeah, so it was actually a pretty dark day for New Zealand. Very dark. There's actually Benny Eastwood show is actually premiering now, but I might have to watch that one later on, because I am doing my own podcast and that though. And here from day one on the Christchurch Mosque Massacre, and I can't really pronounce the name, but Benny Eastwood or something, and sometimes people are not that great with words. Well, sometimes it might get people saying time, but this is not what I'm there for. We're there for that, to speak what could really happen though, and Christchurch Mosque Massacre, gun control and world government. Benny Eastwood on the Quiet Frankie podcast. Yeah, sometimes he likes to be funny, and he is quite a funny fellow, and I really like listening to Benny Eastwood. And he's a really good character. He's been doing the show for at least a decade or so, and I do watch him sometimes as well. And when I do have the chance, but he's a good fella to watch, so I actually do recommend watching the Vinny Eastwood show. He's worth watching, and it's quite humorous, and you might actually end up having a laugh. Well, you know, sometimes things do go crazy though. I always like to repeat the quote from Vinny Eastwood. Although we live in a time of chaos, but if you don't keep your sense of humour, you will go nuts. Yeah, that's so damn true. That's so damn true. You gotta really keep your sense of humour. We do live in a time of crazy times, especially here in New Zealand. And yet when I actually heard what Jacinda Ardern was saying, that it is now the time for change. And what she was going to change? The gun laws, yeah, to ban semi-auto weapons. Yeah, to ban it, and this article from News Talk ZB. Yeah, New Zealand will ban semi-automatic weapons, and yet people, this is all about some gun control though. This is really about coming after for your guns. Australia had done it like just over 2 decades ago, and according of the 1996 Port After attack, which 35 had died as well, and do you know what the government did? Ban guns. Yep. To ban guns, and another thing the media do push is for the Christchurch massacre is to blame it on white people. And Moss massacre. White people, yeah. Yeah, white people. That's what the media always like to do, to follow with the social justice agenda. Now there's one from the Chicago Tribune. New Zealand doctors say white racists claim responsibility for the Moss attack. Well, for me, I don't care what colour you are, causing terror attacks. Never okay. Never. I don't care what religious background you have and what beliefs you have. It's never okay. If you're gonna cause harm to another individual's life though, man, boy, you're the one that's gonna be thrown in bars for. And there's also a video that you're actually not allowed to share or even post or something. And if you actually do it, you'll probably at least be in for 14 years in prison, at least. So that's something you don't really want. That's something I'm not going to really get involved in. If you want me to put that bill on, if you're going to tell me to do it, I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to do it because I could have my ass thrown in jail. So that's something I'm not going to do. Because when Vinny Eastwood was actually doing a live broadcast on YouTube, on that day, his video was censored on live stream, in real time. So it's something got really bear in mind that there is some censorship going on. And there is some censorship going on, and now I think I'm going to have to just move on from talking about terror attacks or so. Let's get on to talking about beekeeping. And yes, on that day I actually had a page posted on my site, Eco Liberty or so. It is now available to view it for yourself. Because the season of it in the Northern Hemisphere is actually coming, but over the Southern Hemisphere it is coming to an end. So my hives ain't that big. I'm just starting to winter off my hive, because here in New Zealand we're actually entering a time of cooling as well, and that's when the bees ain't really that active as well in the time of winter, time of cold. Yeah, and there it is. And also got a drawing as well. I actually had drawn a bee as well, and it's also on Eco Liberty as well. Go and visit that and see my drawing if you choose. Yeah. Yeah. You know, back to that terror attack thing as well. It was so controversial that YouTube deleted it before it was even finished. That's when Benny Eastwood was doing his live broadcast as well, because maybe it's just the government doesn't want people to do any videoing. Something's going on. Yeah, and during the time of the Christchurch attack, though, in the article on News Talk CB, major key companies set to pull ads from. No, it's not that one. Facebook removed 1.5 million videos of the Christchurch attack within 24 hours. Boy, why is that? Maybe it's just people saying something. Yeah, saying something because they don't want. Maybe just there's people they don't want other people to see. Very suspicious, people. Very suspicious. Yeah, it is very suspicious. There's something going on. They don't want people to see it. Why is that? See, when the mainstream media says it, no, don't watch it, but the thing is, people are going to watch it anyway. Yeah, people are going to watch that video anyway. Well, now back to beekeeping. And me, I actually started beekeeping because I actually really like to get my broadcast thing going and start funding myself as well, so I can sort of do what I like to do, and so I can sort of grow Eco Liberty as well. And so that's why I took up beekeeping, because so I can make some extra money, so I can fund my fund Eco Liberty, and so I can fund the projects that I'm willing to take out as well, that I had in mind. Because for me these days it is hard for me to get work here in New Zealand. Well, there is work, but it's just I don't want to take out the jobs that I'm not going to really enjoy, and it might even mess up my career that I actually had in mind as well. And for me, people, I just want to do what I like doing as well, and I want to, to give you something in return that's going to be helpful in your future as well. I want to progress in that as well. I want to give you as much. I want to give you the information that you need, and also so you can do the DIY project as well. So, and you might even want to take up beekeeping as well. So that's why I have that on Eco Liberty. Yeah. Yeah, and also I'm doing a beekeeping course as well. I'm studying it as well, so I can know how to do beekeeping as well. Although it doesn't matter if I either pass or fail. For what I do, always comes with trial and error. Yes, trial and error. Yeah, so because I actually know I'm taking a new venture in life as well, and that's why I'm willing to take out a job in beekeeping. I might even do some commercial beekeeping, try to get some employment as well, so I can actually do what I'm doing. But I don't want to be spending too much time at a job that I might not have enough for myself as well. But still, if I was ever going to take a job, I want to not be spending too much time at work or something, so I can do what I'm doing as well. And for me, that's a phrase that says that don't live to work, but work to live. Yeah, just work to live and just get by and save money with what you need to save for as well. Sometimes when you need to work, work. But when you don't need to work, then you can sort of just take a holiday or so, or you can do something that you like doing. Like to do a blog or something, or do a DIY project as well. Like me, I actually did some drawing of a bee as well. I probably said that before. It's on Eco Liberty. It's on the header link as well, and it's good. And it will, when you hover your cursor on there, it comes with a drop down, and there's my beekeeping art there as well. So if you want to visit that, feel free to do so. I'll probably have to say that again. I'm really repeating myself. And yeah, the good news is, actually, on my course, there was a teacher that was actually giving some students some honey as well, which I actually do have some as well, and that is pretty awesome, and I'm just getting to it as well, and well, what's Eco Liberty, and it's that, well, let's go to the, and what it says that freedom to live ecologically and ecologically, website cover news and ideas that mainstream do not. Well, mainstream media is not going to really cover some news and ideas. They don't encourage you to be self-sufficient as well. And that's why I created this site. Because the news want you to be conformist. Yeah, they want you to conform to the form of society. And there's a quote from John F. Kennedy. It says that conformity is a jailer of freedom and an enemy of growth. Yeah. And it occurs in a time of complacency, and pretty much New Zealand is actually in a state of complacency where people sort of not really appreciating each other as well, and it comes to a time of decadence. Yeah. And that's when people lose their morals and that as well, and I actually know that's actually probably had already occurred out in New Zealand or coming, so yeah, especially with that gun control thing as well here in New Zealand. And yeah, the media is actually talking about mandatory vaccination here in New Zealand. Man, boy, this is really scary. We are living in interesting times. Yes, interesting times. It's just I cannot stress enough, people. Especially after this massacre that occurred in Christchurch as well. Boy, man, this is just horrendous. It is really horrendous as well, and it's even more horrendous that we also got that Article 13 that the EU's trying to get passed as well, so they can control the internet as well, what you can really share as well, man. And there's one from Adapt 2030. Yeah, one from Adapt 2030. Yeah, it says that Article 13 votes limit web sharing of weather-related record news and images. So they sort of voting it to restrict what you can really share on the internet. So like that. It says in the first one, what kind of content platforms like YouTube needs to have license for image, painting, photos, etc. Given it is unclear, there is no way it will be 100% certain that it was all rights covered at the moment of the upload. Sure, yeah. This is really suspicious with that EU Copyright Directive Article 13, so this is really scary, people. What the EU is trying to do as well. Have new laws passed, so it's actually going to restrict, and it might even possibly kill the internet. And what is going to really mean for eco-liberty? Because you have to every time you go and visit sites and that, you have to accept the cookies or something. Yes, for example, if I want to visit a site or something though, I have to accept the cookies or something. Yeah. Yet the site allows banned video, yet that's been open for Wars.com as it actually has been censored on YouTube probably since August or something. And is Trump really about to attack Venezuela, boy? And there's another article I can read from Venezuela and why they regret giving out their guns. Yeah, because the people just knew it's always important to be armed and be ready when you're about to be attacked as well. And do you know back over in Christchurch when a person was sort of trying to stop the killers only defend himself, he got arrested. Yeah, he got arrested. So here in New Zealand, you're not really allowed to defend yourself. This is really ridiculous, man. This is really suspicious. I don't know why you're so concerned, because you're always just on your mobile phone and that though, and on your stupid mobile phones and being glued to it, and people don't want to talk, you just ignore them and pretend you don't even exist. That's how we live in. Sometimes we don't want to talk to people and they're on their stupid mobile phones, and when I try to talk to them, they just blunt ignore me. And that's the dying age that we actually do live in, of mobile phones, smartphones and that though. They just glued to it and just pretend and just ignore the outside world as well, their surroundings and that though. And in the Venezuela, now we regret giving out their guns, and that's what happened to the disarmed populace, and that's from the site called Troops About Guns. And yes, people, there's actually a amendment in the US Constitution that says that a well militia has a right to bear arms, and that's really and that's why the Constitution encourages people to be ready when the government's about to take their guns and when tyranny arises again. The founding fathers in America were concerned about it though. That's why it was in the amendment in the US Constitution. Because they want people to be armed and be ready when tyranny does rise again. And tyranny is starting to rise here in New Zealand as well. And plus with this global government that's going on and that which the leads are trying to set up as well. Like here. That's in here. And that's one though. And that does reveal that New Zealand is actually living in an oligarchy. Not just New Zealand, but also other countries like the USA or the European Union or something. And yeah, well, I'm just got like just 4 minutes to go or something. So people, if you got any questions in this podcast or so, please let me leave it in the comments below or something though. I might even do a Q&A or something though. So if you got any questions, just leave it in the comments below. I'll get to it though. Yeah, we are living in interesting times. So if you actually got any advice about beekeeping as well, please leave it in the comments below. I'll get to that later on. Well, it's actually good to do this podcast as well, and I might actually do another one as well. And in fact, my birthday is not that far off as well. It's only like about 2 weeks to go or something though. So I might do another podcast on my birthday as well, and it won't be live, but I might do a podcast as well. And if you got any questions, I might get to you that later on. So feel free, and it's good to do this podcast. This is the Eco Livery very first podcast. So even though it's actually good to do this podcast and to talk, to share what I got to really say as well, and to hear my views about the New Zealand, the massacre over in New Zealand, that Christchurch attack that resulted in 49 dead as well. Well, it might be a false flag attack that could be staged by the government to push for new laws like gun control or something, which is occurring. So that's just to let you know that something is going on. And the government is really pushing for gun control, and they are. Yeah, I'm not really joking, people. They are going to really ban semi-auto weapons, and soon, later on, they could be banning any other weapons. Because there'll be more than one bill for gun control, be like tons of bills that the Prime Minister has in mind getting that passed through Parliament. And yes, it's pretty scary, people, but let's not be scared. Yeah, let's not be scared. Because that's all they want us to be, scared. Because when you're scared, people, you're actually more paralyzed as well, and you'll be easier to control. And that's what the government wants. What the oligarchies want. And yes, yeah, and that's probably all I gotta say for this podcast. It's really good to have you watching as well, and that's all I gotta say. So this is Matthew Miller signing off, over and out.